Okay. Um, they're excited. They're excited. I thought I would take the time now to make one last video here before I start work again in the coming weeks. Not a dog-related video, but it's entertaining to have the dogs on camera, so I just figured it'd be fun to just have the dogs on camera when it's not here. So today, though, I wanted to make a bit of an update video and a video to bridge the gap a little bit between when I first started uploading videos on this YouTube channel and where I'm at now, and talk a little bit about the future of this YouTube channel. So in terms of bridging the gap between what this channel used to be and what it is now, for anyone that has been subscribed to me for the past 12 or 13 years, there's been a lot of changes and I've never really addressed them. I started off this channel figuring I was going to make vlogs and like little sketches or entertainment or little short films, which I kind of did. And that was about 12 years ago. I was 20 at the time. The channel used to be called Ilana Domino, which was the email address I had at the time. The email address still works. And I used that pseudonym. Domino was the name of my cat. And Ilana was the name of one of my favorite characters from a teenage book series I used to read at the time, a French teenage book series. So that's what that name was, and I just used that pseudonym at the time and made short videos about different things in my life that, looking back on them, are terribly, they're terrible. My goodness, terrible. And I privatized all those videos for a very long time because I was kind of embarrassed. But I recently decided I needed to kind of embrace the person that I was. So I've made all of those videos public again. For anyone that hasn't seen them, you can feel free to go and take a look at all those past videos. At the time, I was living in Switzerland. I was a college student, which I mentioned quite a lot in those videos at the time. And then I think one of the last, I was doing my bachelor's degree at the time. After I graduated, because that's about where those videos left off. There's a big, huge gap. There's like a 5-year gap between that last video that I made at the time when I was still in college and then the first dog video when I was here where I'm at now. So, and at the time I talked about this a little bit, I think in one of my videos, that I was going to move to the United States. But then I never made a video after that. So for the summary, the life summary, I did end up going to the United States. I worked with a program called AmeriCorps for a year. I fell in love. I ended up staying after AmeriCorps and working as a caregiver for my grandmother. And then after that, I joined the Peace Corps. And I went to serve in the Peace Corps in the country of Panama. So I spent 2 years in the US, then I went to Panama, and I was supposed to spend 2 years in Panama as part of my contract. I've never talked about the Peace Corps or AmeriCorps here on this YouTube channel, but I have talked about it a lot on my blog. So if you are interested in knowing more about that, you can read the articles I wrote about that on my blog. But I ended up spending 2 years in Panama, give or take. I had a lot of problems. I got very sick. I'm not gonna lie. I had to go back to the United States, and then I ended up going back to Panama again. You can read about it on my blog. I might make a video dedicated to this topic if that's something people are interested in, but it's not in my immediate plans. While I was in the Peace Corps, that's where I ended up getting the dogs that I have now. So I currently live in Panama. And I also changed my changed my YouTube from Alana Domino to Shayla, which is what it's called now. And I thought I'd also talk a little bit about what that meant. I did that right around when I was in the Peace Corps, but I never uploaded videos. I just changed the name. So the S is for me for Sandy, which is my actual nickname that I'm going by now, as opposed to just a pseudonym. And Heiwa means peace in Japanese. So I combined those two things to make the word Shayla, which is the name of the channel I have now. And Heiwa means a couple of different things. For one thing, it means peace in Japanese, so it was a sort of a nod at the fact that I was a Peace Corps volunteer. And at the time, I was figuring I would make maybe more Peace Corps related content, but I never got around to it. And Heiwa is also a reference to another anime that I used to read when I was a much younger teenager. So it's a reference to a couple of things. That's what the name means. The Shaywa name means for a channel. I'm not even sure if I'm going to keep that. I might someday change that, but that's where we're at now. And then, let's see. The relationship I'd been in at the time when I started the Peace Corps didn't work out. I was here in the Peace Corps for 2 years, and towards the end of the 2 years, I was here like right a couple months before I was supposed to finish, I ended up meeting the person that I am romantically involved with now. And this person is Panamanian, so he's from here in Panama. And he took care of my dogs for me during the pandemic, because during the pandemic I had to, oh, bless you, buddy. During the pandemic, I had to be, me and everyone else, all the other Peace Corps volunteers were all evacuated back to the United States. So I went back to the United States for a while without the dogs, and then went to Switzerland after that, because I still couldn't re-enter Panama. My dogs were still here. And I went to Switzerland. I started nursing school. Did all the prerequisite courses for nursing school, and then quit after that. Figured I would come back to it, but then I never ended up going back to it. So I quit nursing school, and I came back to Panama at the time, which is that video that you can see. There's a video on my channel that's like reunited with my dogs after 9 or 10 months. That was the first time I'd seen my dogs since the pandemic. So I came back, saw my dogs. And to bring my dogs, to leave the country with my dogs, it's complicated. It takes several months. It's very expensive. So, and like I mentioned, I was in a sort of, and I've been in a sort of on and off relationship with this person I'm with now, sort of throughout that time. We were together, and then kind of broke up, and then kind of got back together again, and then ended up staying together. Now we're still together. So he's from here, I'm here. It's very difficult for me to leave the country, so I mostly at this point decided to stay for at least several years. And so those are all the dog videos that you can see over the time. The first half of them, I think, of the little short dog videos were just me and the dogs. And then after that reunited with my dogs after 9 months video, I think my partner comes into the picture a little bit. Don't think it's on any of the videos, but that's sort of the very abbreviated life story. And right now, I'm still living here in Panama, but I'm planning to leave sometime next year in 2026, like summer of 2026, July or August, because my partner got accepted for a scholarship in Europe. So he's going to be likely going to Spain. I'm not going to go to Spain though. I'm going to go back to Switzerland with my dogs, and then the relationship part, we'll see, kind of how we figure that out when that transition happens. But that's where things stand now. So anything else that's really missing from my life story? Yeah. Just basically rescued the dogs. Been here this long because it was hard to take the dogs and stuff, and my partner with me to leave. So that's how I've been here for so long. So yeah, and I talked about the channel name. So yeah, I think we're good on that. And then in terms of the future, which is the second part of this video, which is a little bit about the future of this YouTube channel. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be making any more videos after this one for a considerable amount of time because I'm going to be starting work again, so I'm going to be a lot more busy. I work, I do sort of part-time work. Well, part-time work as a literacy instructor, and I also do a little bit of freelance work, doing like editing on books and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have a camera, like I've mentioned already now, I think like 3 or 4 times over the course of these last 3 sets of videos. The camera I had before was already just most of all the short little videos of the dogs were all from the phone. But the phone I have now, the one I had at the time fell in the river. Fell in the river and it never worked again after that. The one I have now, which I bought for a couple bucks secondhand off of someone, works okay, but it absolutely cannot take a video or even a picture for that matter. So it's absolutely useless. Otherwise, there would probably be a ton of like short little, mostly wildlife videos on this channel. But because I'd love to be able to take pictures and photos and videos of all this wildlife here, but I can't. And the camera I was using at the time for the longer videos, like the day in my life, the 2 day in my life videos I made, that was a camera I also got secondhand off of my brother, who was no longer using it. It was a little thing. It barely worked, but it worked cool enough. And I really had no equipment. I mean, it wasn't a great camera. It worked. I had most of, like, if you go back on the footage from those 2 day in my life videos, it's really like, I didn't have a tripod, nothing at all. And I was really just dangling the camera off of like rocks and branches, and on a lot of the shots are just the camera literally on the ground because I had nothing else to like plop it up with. I even managed to hang it in some vines a couple of times. So yeah, it was kind of random, and it also eventually broke on me. It just to the point where it was like at the very end, the last few shots I was trying to make on that second video with the camera, it was already not working anymore. I'd have to like charge it for several days to try and get it to turn on, and it wasn't turning on, and it was just, I finally, it completely quit. It was unusable anymore. So I don't have a camera, so I just have my computer. So if I do make more videos, it can really only just be me doing what I'm doing right now, which is have my laptop's on the floor with the dogs. So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be able to do too much more in terms of the videos. Something I would like to do though is, like I've just mentioned, make videos related to like the local wildlife and maybe some of the farm animals, but more so the wildlife and stuff, which I actually find a lot more interesting than like the dogs. I make a lot of content about the dogs, but I don't know, I'm not really that interested in making like dog training videos or dog videos, really. The dogs are the only interesting thing really in my life right now, which is why there's so much of the dogs. But ideally, I would really like to do that, to do like little clips of wildlife, and maybe talk a little bit about some of the different wildlife that's here. It'd be pretty fun, but I don't think I'll be able to do that. What I do think I'm going to do though is I am going to write more on my blog. I'm definitely going to share the link to my blog here at the bottom of this video somewhere. And I do plan on writing some more on that, it's a blog website, on the website, about a couple of different things. And the only other thing that I can think of that could be of any interest might be like little cooking videos, which I think I can probably do with just my laptop. But I don't know. I don't know how much of that I could do. But that's another, there might be some of that as well. But anyways, I'm just making this update to sort of bridge the gap between those big gaps there in my videos and talk a little bit about where I'm at now, how things have been, and the future. So yeah, If you have any questions, if there's anything else you would like me to talk about or make a video about, let me know. I don't start work until the end of August, so I technically would have time to probably make one more video, but I don't know. If there's anything else that I didn't touch on that people are interested in knowing about me, about where I live, about the dogs, anything else, do let me know. Thank you for watching this and for watching my other videos. Yeah, hope you are all doing good, sending lots of love and hugs, and say bye guys, bye. No, not bye to me, bye. Not bye to me, I'm getting kicked out of the way. Say bye to Jake. Say bye. Bye. Oh goodness, oh goodness, oh yeah, the stretch, don't knock the computer out of my way. Time to go. Oh, buddy.